And welcome to North Sydney Oval, round 4 of the Optus Cup. The Bears and the Steelers to do battle. Both sides finding themselves on the losing side of the ledger last weekend. The Steelers running from right to left. Paul McBlane, the referee for this match. And a few late changes as well. Greg Florimo brings the ball back. Playing in the forward pack, both David Fairley and Gary Larson out of the North Sydney starting lineup. And for the Steelers, they've lost their halfback, Glenn Eyre. Will Robinson, the replacement in the Steelers side. And a bit of a reshuffle for the Bears. And right now on their 30-metre line with Josh Stuart. Not a big crowd by any means for this round 4 match on Easter Saturday. Now Billy Moore making 5 metres. Scott Cram was up there first in jumper 11. Very impressive player last week in the loss to St George. Now Taylor gets a kick from his own 30-metre line, and the Bears running with the aid of the breeze in the first half off the chest of Reeves, so play on. And Reeves 5 metres shy of halfway. Inside the Bears half. And those changes, Paul Vaughton. Will Robinson, been a long while since we've seen him in first grade. Former Rabbitoh, former Tiger.
Yeah, he's a very handy footballer, though. He gets a chance now in the top grade with the Steelers as the ball goes wide through the backs.
Right now, Timmins straightened up. Sean Timmins, there was an injury cloud over Paul McGregor, the Steelers captain, coming into this match as well. Robinson, wider here for Bradstreet. On the Bears 20. And a 3-man tackle. It is the last now for the Steelers, and a first chance to really apply some pressure. The kickers with Barrett. The ball will fall for Roy and Seers. 3 jump high. Here's a chance for the Steelers. That's a try. Brendan Reeves gets there first. Well, the North Sydney side, there were 3 players, all as one jumping for the ball, and they've come up empty-handed, 4-0.
And this is a great advantage. They're running into this very stiff breeze, Illawarra, and the ball always tends to just hang there and even possibly come back towards the attacking team. It's a big bonus when you're putting up high kicks like that, but that was some sloppy football. No cover defence there from the North Sydney players. There's 100 of them going for it, and no one decided to drop back and cover any mistakes. And well done to the Steelers. A big breakthrough for them early.
Right now with Rod Wishart, leading point scorer currently in the ARL with 36 from 12 metres out, and successful. So great start for the Steelers with 6-0. Back with the action, Jason Taylor, the restart, conceding early points. This North Sydney side, they've won only 1 of their first 3 matches, beaten last week by Manly. That was last Friday week. Their lone win was here in round 2 against the Newcastle Knights. That was a 12-man Newcastle Knights side after the early send-off of Matthew Johns as Paul McGregor gets the Steelers to the 20.
This is the first time I've seen the Steelers in season 97, but I'll tell you something about them. They've got some boppers. These blokes like Bradstreet, Craig Smith and Scott Cram, they're all around the 6'2" mark, and they run very hard.
Right now, Brad Mackay. Quick changeover as well. Stuart. Centre field. Reber. For Caruana. They stood back and waited. Smith was the tackler. Now on the Steelers 20 with Taylor. Running to the line and then linking with Florimo. Looking a little slicker right now, the North Sydney Bears. Working the short side. Caruana heavily involved in the opening to this match. Back for Reber. Mark Reber takes off. Just a metre short of the try line. All the players to the left. Florimo, long ball for Taylor. Then the pass for Buettner. He holds the pass up and inside. And McGregor is there to clean up on Matt Seers. Last tackle for North Sydney. In search of their first points, Taylor kicking across. Roy is there if he can catch. Good work from Nigel Roy! Oh, that is spectacular from the Bears. What a try to North Sydney. Well, Roy, that's the most acrobatic thing I think we'll see all year.
We saw some great hands last night by some of the Newcastle lads, but this is spectacular stuff from Nigel Roy. He's a former Steeler. He'll love this one. There's plenty of space out here for Jason Taylor to kick to. It's 1-on-1, and watch him go. Oh, that'd be a skill. They would have practiced that at training, possibly, and a bit of a G-up, maybe after a hard run. And here it is. During a game, it's paid off. Good stuff, and good support play, too, for North to score that try. Caruana, he's having a good game early in this match.
That is superb. His corresponding game last year, Jason Taylor, impeccable, 8 from 8. And it was on a day not unlike this one in terms of the weather, fairly breezy. It really was one of the most impressive kicking displays we've seen. You won't get a tougher kick than this one from the sideline. He hasn't struck it all that well, and just across the face, Jason Taylor. 6-4 to the Steelers. He's been playing in the competition now in his third club, Canterbury Souths, and now the Steelers. There's Barrett for McGregor. The fend not quite working this time, and no surprise that there are 3 players there to shovel him over the sideline. It'll be a penalty to the Steelers.
Yes, had to be a penalty. I could even hear the referee called held from up here. We're about 3 miles away. A good strong tackle, but right there, that's where the tackle is stopped. He's going nowhere, McGregor. They went on with it.
Only their second chance of the match to get inside the Bears 20. Bradstreet is 5 short of that mark. The line is to the left. They've got a number of the forwards standing out in the centres. Robinson for Barrett. Now Cram is there on his outside. Rodwell comes in as the second man. Read by the North Sydney defence, Taylor and Florimo. Reeves for Mackay. 15 out from the Bears line. Callaway. Slick service for Barrett. Didn't run the football a great deal against the Dragons last Saturday. Trent Barrett. Robinson for McGregor. Stepping but stumbling in the process. They've used up 5 tackles, the Steelers. Robinson here for Timmins. Then a flat pass for Clifford. Did he force the ball? Wayne Clifford in the corner. A committee meeting, it's a try. Well, that looked all a little too easy on the last. Wayne Clifford has scored for the Illawarra Steelers. 10-4.
Well, it's a dead set game of touch at the moment. There's not much here. There's a little bit of space on the outside. The North Sydney winger just went in a little bit too far, Nigel Roy, and he gave his opposite just a cakewalk into the line. Marker down there. There's 1 man less in that defensive line. And really, they had the numbers. They just had to drift out. And some ordinary defence there from North Sydney.
In this Illawarra lineup. So Wishart, 3 tries and 13 goals for the season. From the sideline, this looks pretty good from Rod Wishart. Will it have the legs? It doesn't. Unsuccessful from Rod Wishart. But it is a 6-point lead to this Illawarra side, 10-4. Big chance for the Illawarra side. Robinson. Here for Barrett, then for McGregor. Ikin was up there and makes the tackle. That will please him, Ben Ikin. 25 out from the North Sydney line. Rod Wishart straightening up. Took Buettner to hang on in the tackle. Again, Ben Ikin was first man there. Now with Tunbridge, he's the replacement player on in 15. 5 out from the North Sydney line. They've already scored 2 tries. The North Sydney defence looking fairly brittle. Inside for Brett Rodwell. Held up by Buettner. Almost able to back his way over the try line. Mackay for Robinson. Across with Barrett. McGregor is on his outside off the shoulder of McGregor. Now the turnover for North Sydney. And David Hall may well have been off for an 80-metre scamper if he hadn't got through that tackle.
That was a nice piece of defensive work there from Ben Ikin.
The momentum is there now for North Sydney. They trail by 6 points. Taylor, Buettner. Then Caruana, now Seers. Quick hands, and again Timmins was up there with a crunching tackle.
As a utility player, lock 5'8" or centre, and he's very good, very adept at playing all 3. He's got the ball in his hands right now.
Coming on North Sydney from Steve Roach.
Yeah, well, the Steelers, or North Sydney, are making it pretty easy for the Steelers. You're just wrapping Timmins in his defence. They're not coming up, and when they've got the football, they're too flat running off the passes like Taylor, passing to someone else in a position not better than themselves.
Cram. There he is again. Oh, big pass from Cram for Rodwell. Back it comes for Callaway. Now the chase is on the number 9. Callaway's 5 out and gets there. Slams it down, Dean Callaway. They'll check with the in-goal judge, McBlane. That is a super try, but what about the pass from Scott Cram?
Oh, what a pass. They're on fire, the Steelers. They're playing great football this afternoon at North Sydney. Let's have a look here. It's a simple take-up. Now, Cram, he actually gets through the line as Mr. Freeze goes into action there. Let's have a look. The defence is all up here, and Rodwell gets it. A beautiful ball, and away he goes. And the support comes up on here, and then away goes Callaway. It's a try. Great stuff by Illawarra. Look at this, Callaway. And who would have thought that a hooker would have had the pace to outstrip Buettner?
Oh, Mr. Squiggle.
Mr. Freeze. And does he get it down? Well, let's have a look at this one from front on. Very interesting. But here's this man, Cram. Is it Cram?
It is Cram.
Of course it's Cram. He's been to the Blocker School of Ball Handling. And so is Rodwell. Of course, Rodwell normally a centre, now playing in the back row. And Callaway, a beautiful fend on Buettner. Let's have a look if he gets the ball down properly. Yeah, good stuff.
Dean Callaway, again another look at forcing the football. There it is. Then with his head. What about you with the pencil? Rod Wishart, 18 metres out. Oh, what a lead this is into the breeze. Unsuccessful, that kick. But Illawarra, they lead by 10. Saturday afternoon football from Bear Park. Right now, Taylor or Buettner have to put their stamp on this match. Stuart, back for Reber. A loose pass across the face. Williams had the lunge forward. Reber, Taylor, trying to ignite for Ben Ikin. The ball has come loose from Ben Ikin this time. The first knock on really should be against the Bears. It is. It was thrown forward from Ben Ikin.
Well, you can't win a game these days in the 90s without holding possession for 6 tackles, and Norse have really done that. Throw in a pretty ordinary kicking game from them, and that's why they're behind on the scoreboard, 14.
A set of 6 that has lacked any sort of imagination. Taylor, a switch of play for Buettner. Now the chip for Michael Buettner. The Bears, can they get a roll on? They can't. The ball ends up over the sideline. We'll wait from the call from both referee and touch judge.
Just to see who kicked this ball out. It was a desperate situation there for Illawarra, and Rod Wishart doesn't like the decision because this will be a North Sydney feed. John Cross there arguing.
Well, I think he's probably complaining that it was a loose ball from North Sydney on the last. Spread back to halfway. Taylor. Michael Buettner. Now with Ikin. Ikin. Timmins was up there. He's missed him that time. Ben Ikin showing some strength. Inside for Roy. Nigel Roy. Was that a double movement? No doubt about it. Nigel Roy couldn't resist the temptation.
Some beautiful work there from Benny Ikin. He's done so well. And then Roy on the end of this. A great cover there from the lock forward in Rodwell. And the referee said he'd stopped. He'd been stopped there and short, and he lunged over. So double movement, correct decision.
Again, we say it's just a very flat-looking North Sydney side. Quick hands that time. And a chance for Ikin, who is really stretching out. Benny Ikin, kick and chase now. He's been taken out of the play by Brendan Reeves. Well, not really a cause for a penalty try, but I'm sure we'll have Reeves in the sin bin. Surely. It's a high tackle. And there he goes. So they've got it right. They took their time, but the decision is the right one. Taylor. Michael Buettner. Ikin is on his outside. He's looked the most dangerous attacking player. Well, Barrett came up high. He's going to cop a caution here. The left arm of Trent Barrett.
It's not worrying Ikin too much. Careless tackle.
Reber, Florimo, Taylor, then on, Billy Moore, wider for Ikin, good hands for Hall. Hall is forced to come back infield. Denny Williams, Buettner, can they find a gap in the Illawarra defence? They can't.
Well, they're down to 12, the Steelers. Wishart put a shoulder charge on Ikin, they're both down.
Wishart looks in a lot of trouble as well as it comes for Florimo. They've, in fact, I think called for the stretcher for Rod Wishart.
Well, he's done his Rocky. The Rocky Boulder's gone.
So it's play on at the moment. McBlane may be forced to call a stop to play, though, with the stretcher going to come on. Buettner now throws the pass for Leyshon. Leyshon, the ball has come loose and the Steelers are with it.
Been a great player for the Steelers. Rod Wishart.
Let's watch it again.
Here it is now. Here's Wishart. He comes in, bang, there on Ikin and goes straight down.
So a very sorry sight for the Steelers and for Rod Wishart. The last we've seen of him for this match, and it could be for some time. We'll get a report after half-time from Steve Roach. 10 out from his own line. Siren about to sound. Been a disappointing half from the home team. Nigel Roy, last play of the half. So, 3 tries to 1 in the first 40 minutes. Impressive stuff from the Steelers. The pain on the face of Ben Ikin. 14-4. We'll take a break from Bear Park. Welcome back to North Sydney Oval. The Bears, the home team, in real trouble, down by 10. And we start this second half with Illawarra, 12 men on the field. Brendan Reeves has a couple of minutes still to spend in the sin bin. And just before half-time, we saw both Ben Ikin and Rod Wishart leave the field. Well, Ben Ikin has returned, but Rod Wishart, who was stretchered off, is out of the game. Brendan Hauville is his replacement. Right now, Brad Mackay, an excellent first half from Brad Mackay. There's Ben Ikin on screen. Craig Smith. The Steelers side, still a healthy breeze behind them for this second half. A great advantage for them. Bradstreet. Taken over the top there by Will Leyshon. Had a solid first set of 6 to start this half. Mackay, his kicking game has been good as well. This one rifled for touch and finds it. So a 30-metre gain from Brad Mackay to start the second half. Work of the tackle. Seers, Taylor, chance on the right side. Buettner trying to straighten up the attack. And again, this sliding defence, they ended up with 3 making the tackle when they looked short in numbers. Taylor, last tackle. That crossfield kick for Ikin, it's a little too deep. And Hauville this time does the job at the back for the Steelers. Seers, that pass across for Moore. There's the short pass and put down by Stuart. Kicked through by Reber. And McBlane had played the advantage for inside the 10. Well, that's a slice of luck for the North Sydney Bears. Favourites. So Taylor, from 24 metres out, a kick that he was a long odds-on favourite last year to get, but this year not so certain. Taylor drives that one between the uprights. It's 14 points to 6 at Bear Park. 5 out from the line, last tackle, Caruana. He was held down on the tackle. Taylor through the hands again, Reber and Seers. McGregor makes the tackle, Seers has scored. That's a try to Matt Seers. Well, the Bears, they're coming back. Matt Seers scored the try in a 2-man tackle from the Steelers.
Yes, he got it down all right in the end, Matt Seers. So the Bears storming back now. They're getting a bit of possession. Illawarra have turned over the ball quite a deal in this second half, and they're starting to put something together. Really, I mean, Matt Seers only a little bloke. He's strong down the bottom, though, and he drove his legs.
8 from 8 in the corresponding game last year. Jason Taylor back towards his best form. 14-12 now, just 2 the difference. Taylor, inside runner was Leyshon. Well, Leyshon is through for the Bears. Where is the support? It's there now in Taylor. And Taylor will have enough toe. Big try for North Sydney. The Bears have hit the front. There was a 2-man act. Taylor and Leyshon.
Beautiful ball and good running from Leyshon. A missed tackle there from Darren Bradstreet. And Taylor has the necessary pace to get over.
Today with 22 points for the season. There's another 2. The Bears are up by 4. 18-14.
He played a test in 1966 from the Eagles team. Pretty good lock forward in his day.
Here's Barrett. Barrett is away with a couple of fens. Let's watch the pace of the young 5'8". Trent Barrett, he gets over the try line. Can he force the football? He has it. Held up in goal. Super play from both teams.
Well, I've heard a lot about this kid. This is the first glimpse that he's shown in this game of top form. He's had a fair game, but look at him go now. Trent Barrett, a nice dummy, gets through the Buettner tackle, pushes off Ikin, a great fend, and then wings it for the line. Oh, that's great defence save from Nigel Roy.
Oh, here's a tragedy. Rodwell, they've called for the stretcher here for Brett Rodwell. He's in no good shape there, Brett Rodwell. But they're applying the pressure right now from dummy half down the blind side. The ball dribbles out the back. It's play on for the Bears. Last tackle. Will they try that cross-field kick again? Taylor. Ikin is standing wide. He looks to kick right through the centre. There's plenty of Bears jumpers there. It bounces loose. Ikin will get there first. Did he force it? It's going to be no try. Oh, they've blown that one.
Well, that would have wrapped it up for the Bears, but a couple of minutes to go and the Steelers in possession. Benny Ikin had a dive on it, but he got a push in the back there. En route. And, well, they missed that. The touch judge and the ref. What can the Steelers do?
Well, still on. Less than a couple of minutes remaining in this match. Robinson. Across with Barrett. He almost loses the football. Reeves. Now a chance. McGregor trying to stand up. Horder. He's done that. McGregor and Ikin. Now a chance for the Steelers. Hauville! Hauville with a try line will score! What a try to Illawarra! The passes from McGregor, then Bristow, and then Hauville the score. It's 18-all, a kick to come, but it'll be from adjacent to the posts.
No, it's a miracle. I know it's Easter, but this is ridiculous. It's a miracle comeback from the Steelers. They were gone. Down and out. Here's the ball coming out wide. It's coming out through a good pass. There's a freeze play there. And look at McGregor. He's running straight into space out here. And away, oh, it's a bit squiggly, but away we go. Roll it on. No wonder they don't give me a go Friday nights. And McGregor's away, gets through. Taylor dropped off in defence. Or was it Seers? And the last-ditch tackle, and Hauville. Never heard of him, but he's a hero.
Well, Brendan Hauville is the try scorer, and McGregor's been the man we've been looking to all second half. He's been threatening, but you go back through this try and then you think to 30 seconds earlier, Ikin almost scored at the other end, which would have wrapped up the match for the Bears. But here is Hauville, young Brendan's finest moment in first-grade football. Now the kick, it's Sean Timmins, a left footer, he's missed it! I don't believe it! Sean Timmins has missed it from beside the uprights.
It's a Barry.
With Wishart off the field, they went to a second-choice kicker who couldn't have put in a worse kick if he tried.
Oh, that'll do, mate. Oh, you got to feel for him.
He was 10 metres off the green and he's chipped right and over the green.
Oh, well, these things happen.
Well, the siren's about to sound. In fact, there'll be no restart. It's a draw.
Full time in first grade.
Well, what a dramatic finish to the game. 18-all, the Bears and the Steelers.